Out of pace soon as I pull up, dropping buckets. Yeah, like it's nothing. In the kitchen chopping onions.
Welcome to Real Estate Sports Podcast. This is episode 3. I am your co-host, Arvin Garcia, and this is the man, the myth, the legend, my co-host,
Cussimonio.
I have the pleasure this episode to interview none other than my business partner, Eric. I've known this man since he was in diapers. No, I'm just kidding. I've known this man since he was starting in real estate before he got licensed. And just to see where he's at, just a few things that is on his resume. This man owns almost 20 doors. Between buying and flipping last year, he did over 13, 14 transactions last year of his own as far as buying, holding, and flipping. He is a father of a newly born 7th-month-old, and then he also has 2 bonus daughters, his wife, Corelli. And he's just an incredible person, a team leader, somebody that helps me run Rise Real Estate. He also owns his own escrow company. He also owns his own mortgage company. I mean, there's nothing that this guy hasn't achieved yet. And how old are you, Eric?
28.
And he's only 20. Wow. He's only 28 years old. He's accomplished more than what a lot of people could wish they could accomplish. And so I want to kind of, before the success, before anything, I kind of want to pull back the curtain. What was your upbringing like, if that's okay with you, to kind of talk about? And how did that shape you to be the person that you are today?
Yeah, so a little bit about my upbringing. I'm born and raised here in our market, Antelope Valley. I had phenomenal parents that did a great job of laying the foundation with me, and they definitely taught me the right ropes. They're all believers, so I was involved in private school, Christian school.
Nice.
And I had a really solid foundation, so I give a lot of credit towards my upbringing and why I'm so successful.
For sure. Shout out to the parents.
Yeah, shout out my mom and dad. You guys did a great job. I have a little brother.
Nice.
Crossofficio is his name.
Let's
So
go.
love my family. They did a great job and wouldn't be where I'm at today. But yeah, I started off on both sides of the railroad tracks, I like to say. What I mean by that is literally, you know how east side and the west side. So what separates us in our local market is the railroad tracks.
Sierra Highway?
Sierra Highway. Yeah, Sierra Highway. And I grew up on both sides, meaning I know what it was like to have money. We started off very successful businesses, and then life changed.
Okay.
And we had nothing.
Wow.
Right? So I know what it feels like to be on both sides of the railroad tracks.
Wow. How did that shape the way that, or shape the way that you are right now?
I believe it shaped the way I am right now because once again is I got to see both sides. I got to see the perspective of living an abundant life, success, and all that entails. And it's not even so much just about the money. It's just more so about having a strong foundation. And my parents, they ran a successful company of over 70 employees.
Wow.
And, you know, on the verge of becoming multimillionaires. Life, 2007, 2008, the market crashed. During that time, my dad got a separation.
Wow.
And let's just say, to keep it short, my dad had to sit down. He got involved in the streets and then had to do a little bit of time. So my life changed instantly. I went from private school to public school. I went from a 5,000 square foot home where my dad and my mom used to take care of all our cousins and our family. Everyone lived with us and stayed here, to all of us living with my grandpa. My mom, my brother, and I having to move in with my grandpa.
Sheesh.
So it shaped me to become hungry. I have a different type of why. And essentially just, little background on that is I know what it's like, right?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. You know what it's like to have nothing. You know what it's like to have everything.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah, and I feel like that fear of being in that position where you feel that pain,
Right.
that drives you beyond any type of motivation.
Got it. I love that. Is there ever a moment where you're like, you regret some of those things or going through it, or would you ever change anything?
Not for me personally. I mean,
Okay.
of course, I would love to see the people that I love in better positions during that time.
Right.
But it definitely gave me a better perspective on life. So I don't regret anything from my
Ooh.
past.
We're getting deep already, and that was only the first question, man.
I'm like, man,
Damn.
you hit it over. You went straight to it, man. I thought we were going to talk about real estate.
No. We talking about you.
Yeah, I love it. All right, let's do it.
Was there a moment early on when you knew you wanted a different life?
Yes.
Can you speak into that?
Yes. So early on, just like seeing my mom struggle, seeing us go without, she always made it happen. Like she always
shout out
provided.
moms,
God
man.
always was a provider for us. So I'm very, very thankful for their sacrifices. But early on, just seeing that drove a different type of hunger, and the reason why I'm so passionate about giving today
Come on
is
now.
because
He
I've been
is.
in those positions. I've been where we had to go without, and no one should ever feel like that, because I feel like the marketplace, the world should be an abundant place, and
Come on.
God wants us to prosper,
Yeah?
right? Like we always talk about it, not just survive, but thrive.
Come on.
So that's been a pivotal point in my life when I was around 12, 13, where I knew I was going to be successful. I had no choice.
Ooh,
Yeah.
man, my boy preaching. Hold on a second. I love that.
Yeah.
Can you speak about how did real estate enter your life? So what was the real reason you got into real estate?
Yeah. The real reason is because during that time, I feel like I didn't really have a lot of people to look up to. So in doing so, I started diving deeper into books and listening to
That's huge.
YouTube, podcasts. And what I noticed is a lot of people were successful through real estate. And, that's where I read 90% of millionaires are created so by owning real estate. So I always knew no matter what I was going to do in life, I wanted to own real estate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was your first experience in real estate?
My first experience?
Yeah. When you were like, okay, yeah, this is it. I need to be a real estate. I need to
Yeah.
have something with real estate.
Oh, yes. When I started listening to other success stories,
Gotcha.
reading their books and like how they did it, I was like, that's achievable for me.
Okay.
I knew I wasn't going to the league.
Right.
I knew I wasn't going to be a professional athlete.
Oh, that's right, because you play football, right?
I play football, basketball,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
all the sports that I wasn't going to excel at.
I mean, I could have told you that, but yeah.
Yeah, but I knew real estate was going to be my path. I just didn't know what that was going to look like.
Got it.
I never got into it like, hey, I want to be a realtor,
Yeah.
because most of the realtors I knew, once again, weren't where they were broke, to be honest. Like, so I was like, no, that's not exciting for me. But yeah, that's where I'm at today.
Shout out to all the broke realtors out there. We love you guys.
Love you guys.
Listen to our podcast. Hopefully you get-
89% failure rate. It's not easy out here.
What early mistake taught you the biggest lesson? In real estate, what early mistake taught you the biggest lesson?
Early mistake was biggest lesson was surrounding myself around the right people that want to see you win, that aren't just doing this for their own selfish reasons, because it would have been pivotal for me if I did put myself in rooms where people genuinely wanted to see me win and weren't just out for their own dollar.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, that's deep. You could
Yeah.
avoid a lot of problems by just surrounding yourself around the right people, right?
That's right.
So you're only as good as the 6 people around you, is
That's
what I
right.
heard. So, well, let's fast forward now. I mean, you've been an agent for about 7 or 8 years.
Yes.
But now you also own a couple different companies, Rise being one of them.
Yes.
Then Escrow, Pocket Escrow.
Right.
And then also Funder, Mortgage.
Yes, go.
Talk to me, why Rise? Why did you find it a need for you to start a mega team instead of just focusing on your own business? I'm sure
Right.
you didn't have to go through all the stress that you're going through now.
Yes.
But why are you running a team?
So before we fast forward, I feel like it's important for us to talk about how you and I got connected. And I didn't know anyone in real estate. right? Most of the people I knew, they were working a W-2 or they had some type of self-employment where they had a business in like a labor industry.
Yeah.
So I knew I never wanted to use my hands to work. And
They too soft,
right,
anyways.
they never touched a hammer. I can't even change a tire. So with that, I knew like that wasn't going to be where I was going to be successful at.
Yeah.
Because most of the successful entrepreneurs I knew, they owned a labor business like restoration, construction.
Right.
So I knew that wasn't my path. So I knew I wanted to be self-employed. So real estate was the vehicle I was going to take. I just didn't know how I was going to get there.
Come on.
Was I going to get a good W-2 to use that to buy real estate and be an investor? Or was I going to throw myself into the country and learn the language and help others build wealth? And the best way to do that is become wealthy is either sales and real estate. And I feel like being a realtor, you combine the two.
Yeah.
You're in sales.
Yeah.
You're in the service industry.
true.
And then technically you could be involved in the real estate industry as well.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I reached out to one of my dad's old friends who was a lender, and he connected me with another person that he would run his transactions to. And that's where I met you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Keller Williams.
Keller Williams, we're over there, and we reached out, and I met both of you at the same time, right? Because you were a little bit newer in the game at the time.
Yeah.
But that's where you and I connected, and that the person who I was technically interviewing with, he said that he didn't like how the way I talked. He didn't feel like I was the right fit. And I remember when you walked me out, you told me like a piece of advice that I'll never forget. And I can't give you the gems, but really you just told me like, hey, don't give up. You know, keep coming back.
Yeah.
Prove them wrong.
Yeah.
And that stuck with me. So taking your advice, I kept showing up.
Yeah, he did.
And eventually these people were like, hey, we can't get rid of this guy,
We
so
might
might
as
as
well
well bring him in. Yeah. So I always knew from that day, I always wanted to be around you. I always wanted to be in business with you.
Same.
I didn't know what that was going to look like, but years later, we launched Real Brokerage. We had close to 100 agents join us that believed in us. And the reason why we launched Rise is because we see a lot of agents that were joining us still struggling.
Yeah.
And we wanted to empower them and give them resources to where they could be successful.
Yeah.
So that's where the idea of launching a team inside the brokerage came about, because there was a huge need for it. So we just supplied, supply and demand.
That's it.
We supplied that by launching Rise.
Yeah. And how
Yeah.
many agents do you have?
We're at 100 agents.
Yeah. And you also are owners of the #1 escrow company.
Yes.
Why is it important to attach those type of companies to a real estate portfolio?
Yes. So running not to brag, but the number one real estate team in Los
on now.
Angeles County.
Come on now.
Yeah, I know everyone's number one, but running that team, it's tough because you're not doing it for the money.
Yeah.
You're doing it to help others. So the way you build profits into something like this is having an ecosystem where your businesses feed your other businesses.
Powerful.
So we know how we got the transactions now. We closed over 1,500 transactions last year as Rise as a whole.
Yeah.
And how do you attach companies to where, hey, we're opening the escrows, we control the gold. So if we have the gold, if we have the deal, then we can control where that deal goes to.
Right.
So now we refer to our escrow companies. We refer our clients to the mortgage companies.
So powerful.
Yes. So it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Keeping it all in the same ecosystem.
Yeah. Disclaimer.
Yes.
All agents have a choice. All sellers have
Yes.
a choice. All
Yes.
buyers have a choice.
Yes.
They don't have to use our services, but we do make it hard for them to go elsewhere because
Right.
of the service we provide.
Right. Yeah, we're in the trenches, so we know supply and demand. Once again, we know where we could be competitive at, and how could we? We're always thinking about the consumer.
Yeah. For
Right.
Sure.
So how could we better our experience for the consumer?
Correct.
And that was another reason outside of just keeping it within the ecosystem of why we wanted control over these
Yeah.
other companies,
Yeah.
because to give everyone a better experience.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
we're gonna shift gears a little bit. I'm
do it.
try to pull on your heartstrings.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
You're a father of 3 now. How has becoming a dad changed your definition of success?
It's a great question. And
Got him.
anytime someone says that's a great question, you know,
Yeah.
they thinking. So for me, it's changed my perspective on life. Once again, I have a bigger why on why I do everything that I do, a bigger purpose behind that. And I always share with everybody is like, don't ask, what am I getting? Ask who I'm becoming. And with my kids, the person I'm becoming, the leader, the father, it's everything to me.
Wow.
So it changed my identity. Yeah.
I love that. Now, how has becoming a father changed the way you invest?
So early on, I always wanted to be a buy and hold investor. I never really cared about flipping, but in order to scale and like the velocity of money, I had no choice but to flip a lot of houses.
Okay.
Now we're in the position where we're at, where we have revenue coming in. I'm thinking more long term to build like a legacy, something that I could leave to my family, and that way they're in a solid position. Because when my parents lost everything, I was witness to that.
Yeah.
Like it literally felt like in a day we went from a big house to
Right.
all sharing a bedroom.
Right.
And I want to build something sustainable for them for whatever reason. If I'm not here, then they're taken care of.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people are just like, we're hustlers, like we're self-employed, but we're not business owners.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how do I build something that feeds us without me having to be here?
Yeah.
Right? Because as a real estate agent, if I fall off tomorrow, God forbid, my business dies with me.
Correct.
Right? So all the time and
Wow, that's
skill
true.
set we invested into being a realtor, if I'm not here, it's over with.
That's true.
Right? So that's why we have to own businesses. We have to own real estate.
Yeah.
Because that goes on whether we're here or not.
Correct. Yeah, I love
So
that.
that's a big shift in the way I look at investments, and what I pour most of my time into was my kids.
So it's more of the long game now instead of the short game. Would you
Yes.
say you're more of a buy and hold now, or would you say you're kind of a mixture?
I still do a lot of wholesale assignment fees. We still do a lot of flips, but I am pivoting over to more buy and hold rentals.
What is your portfolio, if you don't mind me asking? What does that look like right now as of today?
So as of now, I have 13 buy and hold rentals, a mixture between duplexes, fourplexes, and single family. And I'm transitioning to units now, and then also transitional housing. Yeah.
I think you're doing a little bit of ground up construction now too.
Ground
dabbling
up
in that.
construction. Yeah, just working with building safety. It's been a headache, but we always avoided that as flippers, right? But now it's adding bedrooms is important because with this part of the game is the more beds you have, then the more cash flow.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Since we're kind of on the topic of like fatherhood and all that, how do you balance the time? Because I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of fathers out there that are like, I'm gonna grind, but what does that balance look like for you? And you could kind of just speak into that.
Lots of coaching. Lots of coaching with my partner Arvin, a lot of self-development, because that's something I struggled with the most in my life, is because I'm so involved, I'm so passionate about what I do. I love what I do. And there's a huge, it requires a lot from me. But learning how to shut it off has been one of my biggest pain points. And talking to you, like, you always give me great advice, is like, why do we do this, right? Outside of God and everything that we do believe in, like, tangibly, like, we're here for our family. So I had to really sit with that, and being present, being where my feet are, has been a game changer for me.
Yeah, I remember you gave me that
Yeah.
advice. That was
Right.
a
Yeah.
gold.
Shout out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So shout out one of my mentors for that advice, and just being present with them, because there was times where I'm at the dinner table and I'm on my phone working.
Yeah.
I'm laying in bed, right? Or we're
Taking a
watching a
call.
movie. Yeah. we're at Disneyland together and we're helping agents write up contracts.
Yeah.
It's like, how do we separate the two
Right.
to where we're not working in the business,
Right.
right? We're working on it. You're a big believer in that. But to answer your question, lots of coaching. It took a lot of work. It didn't happen overnight.
Right.
And I'm still continuing to work on it. Cause I'm still getting home at like 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. I'm putting in the work, but finding that work-life balance, date night, scheduling things on the calendar, it's non-negotiables. That's important to me.
Hey, shout out to our wives, man. Thank
Shout
you
out.
guys for holding us down.
Yeah, y'all the real MVPs.
Yeah, for real, man. They're like, what do? They stay at home, and they
Yes.
got a full-time job at home.
Full-time.
There was a story that Patrick Bet David, I'm a big fan of his, and he said that one day when he was younger in his career, they were having a Bible study, and this man just walks out, just starts bawling, bro, just crying. And Patrick's like, hey, what's up, man? Like, everything okay? And he's like, no, man. He's like, I've worked so hard, right, to build this life. And I always call my son, and I just want him to watch a football game with me. And he's like, he always says no. He always says no. And something hit him to where he was like, it was because when he was working in the early years of his life, his son's life, he would always be tired when he got home, right? And then the wife, being a supportive wife, would be like, oh, don't talk to your dad. He's really tired right now. Let him rest.
Yeah.
And then even on the weekends, didn't go to like basketball games because he was so tired, right? And he's like, if I could go back, man, like, he's like, anytime that my kid wanted to throw a football, I'll throw the football. I don't care.
Wow.
Right? He's like, if they wanted to go out, I would go out, because he's like, I can't get that time back. And now my son is like resenting me. Even though on the outside it looks like we're successful, within the four doors is like he can't even get his son to watch a football game with him because he didn't spend the extra time. So I watched that video yesterday, bro, and then when I got home, I was like, I gotta be present.
Yeah.
My daughters are like, teach me gymnastics, so I'm like rolling around on the floor, like, bro, you know what I mean? Because I don't ever want them to feel like dad was a great provider, but like, what else was dad?
Right.
You know what I mean? So, man, that story really stuck with me. But
I love that story.
we're trying to figure it out, man. I think you just got to figure out what works for you and the fam, and ultimately understanding that we're doing this for them. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So
My dad was a great example of that too, because he ran a full business and
Right.
he never missed a basketball practice, basketball game,
Right.
My whole life until he had to sit down. And
Shout
the
out
fact
to
that
Pops.
he's so busy and he was still able to show up and push me even when I didn't want to go, you know what I mean?
Fact.
Like, that resonates with me, and that's one of my commitments, because Vivi, she just started volleyball.
Wow.
And I'm committed to being at every volleyball game. Like,
Yeah.
even yesterday, like, I snuck out the office at 3.
Yeah.
And I showed up to a volleyball game, and just to support, because I want to be present during those moments.
They'll remember those moments.
They'll remember those.
Yeah, and I remember, man, my dad had a heart attack and he had to get open heart surgery. I wasn't really thinking about like what he was gonna leave behind. I didn't think about, you know, all I thought about was like all the memories that me and my pops had.
Right.
You know, and I think that's why it's super important for us to kind of be involved. But
Yep.
I mean, that's
Yeah, I remember we were driving back on the freeway from LA, and you and I have a good heart-to-heart conversation. And
Yeah.
I always reference that.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about, you know, the situation with your pops, and it's like, hey, we work so hard, and we're like, hey, I'm gonna leave my kids all these doors,
Right.
and at the end of the day, like, that doesn't matter.
Nah.
It doesn't matter.
Man,
Like,
they don't
that's-
want these doors.
to me, that's not legacy.
Right, yeah.
Right. Like, legacy is like, hey, my dad was rolling around on the floor with me,
Yeah.
practicing gymnastics.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they're gonna remember.
Right. Yeah, man. Amen to that, bro.
Yeah.
We got to take our advice sometimes, though.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna continue to get good at it, man. 'cause
It's same. It's a work in progress,
No
man.
perfection.
I love that. It shows your heart. All right, let's kind of keep going down here. But if someone worked closely with you, Eric, what would they say your superpower is in real estate?
So, my superpower, that's a great question. I would say just being resourceful. Right? Because
Speaking to that.
I might not have all the answers. I might not be able to give you everything right away, but I am resourceful.
Okay.
and I will find the right answer for you. I will figure out the best electrician if you need electrical work. I will figure out if you need a deal. I will find you a deal. I might not have it right now, but I'm super resourceful, and I will essentially find it.
I mean, you've always been that dude that I'm like, oh, I don't know if I have a person for this. I'm like, I could call Eric.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Was that something that you were naturally gifted with young? Was like you just kind of like point people in the right direction, meeting new people? Has it always been easy for you to like open up to people and meet new people? I feel like people gravitate towards you.
Yeah.
Man.
To me, I'm honestly more like to myself, more introvert. You're like the one that's more outgoing. So for me, I was very just observant. And I'm very not transactional, but calculating.
Oh, okay.
I'm calculating everything. So I really study how everyone works. So anytime someone referenced something, and I could give them that referral confidently because that person definitely has been vetted down to the core. I do a lot of underwriting, not analytical, but definitely that's my superpower, just being resourceful.
I love that. I think we need more people like that. I think that's how you succeed is by being the go-to person for everything.
Yes.
Right? Now, being resourceful, but also being very frugal. Let's speak into that, man. Hold on a second. One thing I know about my partner is he will not spend the money if we don't need to, but
No, for sure.
you've been driving that Kia for a long, long time. You finally retired it.
Retired the Kia, 250,000 miles on the dash.
250.
Served me well.
You really drove that thing until the wheels fell off.
Yes.
Really? Yeah,
really.
They really, really fell off. But where does that come from? Why? Like, have you always been good with money, or where does that aspect come? Because me, I'm like, I'll spend it all. I don't care.
Yeah, and I would say outside of just being resourceful, that's probably one of my superpowers. Being an investor, not just in real estate, like that is something I love. The topic of money is something I'm so passionate about.
Really? Yeah.
And you read, like, even studying the Bible, I'm an amateur on the Bible, but there's over 2,400 verses about money. There's less than 600 verses about faith.
Wow.
So if you really study it, then you realize, like, money's an important topic.
Yeah.
And it's like taboo. If you talk about money with people, it's like forbidden. Like it's disrespectful. There's a lot of cultures that feel that way.
Right.
So changing the conversation of money is necessary. And diving deep into that, I love the idea of what money could do for people. Not the idea of money, but just more so like the opportunities, the freedom it could give if used correctly, and not to have the Lamborghini, because to me, I didn't care about cars.
Yeah.
I'm here to build something that I want to invest all my money into, something that's going to pay me a return, something that God has put on my heart to. And don't get me wrong, we're going to have the Lambos, and you want a Porsche, I want a Lambo. We're going to have all that stuff, but in due time.
I love that.
We could have bought those years ago, but where we're at right now, I much rather give back to our people, continue to invest in them,
right,
and of course build our portfolio, our businesses up.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people would say, I mean, you owned a successful real estate company, a successful escrow company, and now a successful mortgage company. A lot of people will say it, and then you have buy and hold, you have flips, you're constantly doing something. A lot of people would say you made it, right? Do you feel that way?
I would say the person who's a success is the school teacher that shows up to school and is a success because that's what they want to be, right? So for me, I would say I'm successful because I'm doing what I want to do. I love what I do. So to me, that's my version of success. But more so to answer your question is like I'm not nowhere where I intend to be. But I'm enjoying the journey as I get to the destination.
Come on now.
Right?
Okay,
but
Kobe
now
Bryant.
we still got I love Kobe. So we still got a lot of goals to hit, and we're far from them. But as we continue to climb, man, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm not comfortable. That's the difference. The opposite of success isn't failure.
Oh, okay.
It's being conformative. It's being comfortable where you're at.
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable. I'm continue to strive, continue to push myself, continue to push my team, my partners. And I know this is just the beginning. It feels like
Yeah, it
I wake
does
up
feel that way.
fired up.
Same.
I wake up fired up like I'm broke today.
Yeah, come
right?
on.
Like I'm not, right? But like I wake up every day like it's a new day to start.
I
It's a
love
fresh
that.
start.
I love that.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, on the days where you're not necessarily motivated, what keeps you going?
I feel like every day is I'm super. I wake up every day fired up, but there's so many trials and tribulations we go through, so much pressure that is so overwhelming that sometimes you just need time to reflect. So in those moments, I really like either reach out to you or I pray about it and just remind myself why we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
So reminding myself of what our why is what keeps me grounded and what keeps me focused on the lighthouse during the storm.
Man,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
Yeah.
Let's speak a little bit into that a little bit, but how important is faith to you, or your faith? I know you always talk about God, your relationship with God, but where does that fall into your journey?
Yeah. To me it's the most important piece,
Yeah.
right? Is my faith, my relationship with God. And I'm not the most religious person, and obviously I could excel. Not perfect in that category, but I'm very strong in my faith with him.
Yeah.
And I have a great relationship with him.
Yeah.
So that's who I want to lead by, and that's the person when they see me, that's who I want them to think me of, as a God-fearing man more than anything else.
I love that.
Right.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So let's just switch it up a bit. We always, like, you asked me this last time, and I was like, damn, I don't know who's on my.
Yeah.
But who's on your like Hall of Fame if you could choose in the world of investing? Who's in your Hall of Fame that you would want to interview? Who should we freaking interview on this podcast? Who's our Hall of Fame?
Of course, I mean, I have to. It'll be 3 people I know. So, of course, you, which I already got the privilege to interview you. A good buddy of mine, Paul Villasenor, paved a lot of way for a lot of the things I know today. Heavy on the rehab side, learned a lot from him.
I love Paul.
Great guy, man. Super ethical, lots of integrity. My dad.
Yeah.
My dad owned multiple doors, great investor. And then if I would say anyone, Pace Morby's one of them.
Oh,
going a little
Pace.
more outside. And because I was listening to a lot of podcasts during those trials, Brandon Turner.
Gotta go with the
gotta
GOAT,
go, Brandon.
man.
Gotta go, man, because
Gotta go with the GOAT.
Yeah.
David Green.
Bigger pockets, a lot of bigger pocket stuff, because that was one of the only ones I knew at the time. So I was listening to a lot of their information. So
cool, man.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do a little bit of a shot clock, rapid fire, if that's cool with you.
Come on.
We got a couple questions here. But when your kids are older and someone asks them who their dad was, what do you hope they say?
God-fearing man.
I love that. Led with God, led with his faith.
Led with God, servant leader.
Yeah.
Always was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's important.
Yeah, I love that. How does that answer shape the way you make decisions now?
Everything I do is centered around, like, not so much what I could do for the world, but like, is God want this for me?
Wow.
Right?
I feel like we could avoid so many mistakes in life if we just led with that.
Yes.
But sometimes it just looks so good, bro.
It does.
The devil just hangs that carrot, like, do this deal, get into this partnership, do this, and then we're like blinded.
Right. And that's why I'm so grateful to be partnered with you, because we always talk about this and we're so aligned in our faith first. And we lead with that because we have so many great opportunities.
Right.
But if it didn't align in our spirit,
right,
we prayed about it. And
we're
if
like,
it doesn't
we're
fit,
conflicted, man.
Yeah, because it sounds great. It probably would have worked out great tangibly.
Right.
But over time, if it wasn't serving him, then
we just got out of that season.
Yeah. It's going to continue to come.
Yeah, it is.
Matters of the flesh, it's like we deal with that. We're
for
human.
sure. For sure.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't sit well with your spirit, most likely it's probably not for you, right?
Yep.
All right, well, what's next for you? Not just in business, but in life.
What's next for me is, honestly, continue to do what we're doing, double down, burn the boats.
Burn them.
Yeah, and you don't gotta reinvent the wheel. We're gonna continue to just do what we're doing, just continue to crush on a high level.
Cool. Now this is an extra bonus for some of our viewers because you guys made it to the end of this episode. I'm gonna go ahead and ask it from my boy right here, Eric. But if you were broke today, what is the first thing you're gonna do to try to get into investing? Like I'm talking no money. Like give them the sauce, man. This is where you gotta give them. They waited this whole episode for this. If you had nothing today but wanted to get into investing, what's the first thing you're doing right now?
I mean, on a tactical standpoint, I'm going and hitting doors.
Okay.
I'm knocking on every single door out there.
Just ugly doors or just doors?
Everything. And if I lost it all today, I would go find a deal this week. I'm that confident in my skills. But outside of that, if I was in a position like I was years ago and I didn't have the skill set I do now, I didn't have these abilities, then I would find somebody that I look up to.
Okay.
And I would put in the footwork. I'll pay my dues. I would bring so much value to them, and in return, over time, just being around that person, your environment is everything. So essentially, I would find a mentor.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Find a mentor.
Find a mentor.
You heard it, man. Put the work in, find a mentor, and pay your dues. So he's talking about, I'm going to work for free. I'm going to pay my dues. I'm going to learn. That does not just come.
No doubt.
Nowadays, everybody's like, what can you do for me? But nah, you're saying, nah, what can I do for you?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, and I have a lot of people that reach out to me, and maybe real estate isn't their path.
Yeah.
Right? But they see our success, and they always ask for advice, and I always tell them, whatever you feel passionate about and what you want to do in life, find the person doing it on a high level that you want to be like, and just go learn from them.
I love that. Last one. How do you know your circle is the right circle?
That's tough. That is tough because we're such loyal people, and I've had friends that were great people, but they just didn't serve the road that God had for me. So essentially, of course, it's alignment at the end of the day. Right?
Alignment.
You guys have to be aligned on a lot of things. Integrity, God-fearing is necessary. So you feel it in your spirit. Like if you're tapped in, you'll feel it in your gut.
Discernment.
Discernment.
Yeah.
Discernment.
I mean, we came from that season too. We had to let a lot of people go to kind of get to where we're at.
That's it.
And it's not that we don't love them. It's just that we had to kind of detach ourselves to get to where we're going.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And so, man, what an incredible interview, Eric. Thank you so much for speaking into everything that you've gone through your whole life. I feel like I know so much more about you now. And we've been doing this for like 8 years now, bro.
Right.
Guys, in the next podcast, we're super excited because we are going to interview some of the heavy hitters in the game. And I'm hoping that, you know, these episodes speak to you. It kind of lets you in on a little bit of who Eric and I are as people, as family men. And I hope that you get something of value. You got anything you want to say, man?
Yes. On the next episode, yes, we're going to dive deep into the mindset of what makes them high performers, a little bit about their story, but we're also going to get real tactical about what's working, what are they doing in their business. So stay tuned. We're super excited for our next podcast.
Yeah.
And be aware who the guest is. We're bringing on hitters.
Yeah, and also in the comments, let us know what you want to learn as far as tactics. If it's how to wholesale, how to really assign contracts. We really want you to get some value out of these episodes. We love you guys. Until next time, peace out.
Peace out.
Let's go, real estate sports.
It's in the game.
Let's go.